We're here with Leonardo Mattiazzi. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Talk to us a little bit about the anti-factory pattern.
Yeah, so before that, I'm going to talk about the software factory pattern very quickly. And this is the pattern or the way that the industry decided to do software development in the last couple of decades. And it's pretty much based on this metaphor that you can build software as if you were in a factory. But the point is, writing software is pretty much like writing a story. And can you imagine like a book writing factory? Something hard to imagine, right? But despite the fact that writing software is just like writing stories, the industry has insisted in using a metaphor for a software factory. And the industry has created processes that follow that metaphor. So, for instance, writing specifications in a very detailed manner that are handed off to another team that is going to develop the software, that it's then handed off to somebody else that is going to test it, and then handed it off to somebody that is going to deploy it, and things like that. And this has been working sort of fine for the past decades. It was good because it helped to mature several processes, and the industry needed that. But we got to a point where this metaphor actually took out all the inspiration from software development, took out all creativity, took out all passion. It became a mass production process. And that is not adequate for today's challenges. So today you have consumers using their mobile devices every day. It's very dynamic. It changes in a very fast pace, and you cannot respond to these challenges using the software factory metaphor. It's just outdated. So what we propose is a very different model, where of course you use everything that you learned during the past decades with this kind of process-based model, but you make it lighter and not so heavy, and you also add back that creativity. You add back the component that is very important, which is people. Actually, it's people writing software, right? It's not it's not based on automation. There are a lot of activities that can be automated with tools, but you still need to write the software, and that is an activity that depends on people. And people need to be highly motivated. They need to be passionate about that. They need to share a purpose in order to really achieve high productivity and really achieve the goals of whatever software they're developing. And that's a model that we propose, and that's what we're calling the anti-factory pattern.
Now, you said the anti-factory pattern will bring more creativity to the forefront. But what are some of the challenges that companies face when they're looking at outsourcing? How can that creativity and pretty much the anti-factory pattern help them face those challenges?
Yeah, so nowadays, pretty much every company outsources several different activities, including software development. And when you see any research from top research institutes, you're going to see that CEOs and CIOs are complaining that they cannot get innovation from their outsourcing partners. But I'm not surprised with that, because they're following this software factory metaphor. And it's very hard, really hard to get innovation out of that, because it was built upon the idea that you can specify really in a detailed manner so that somebody else can do it for you and ship it back to you. And hopefully when you get it, it's going to be what you wanted. But everybody knows that this is not how it works. It's never as perfect as that. So this is the challenge that companies are facing today, because they based all their outsourcing decisions on one simple concept, and that is labor arbitrage. Having lower costs, going to lower cost locations, and everything. The main driver has been labor arbitrage. But then, it becomes like a death spiral. Then, the costs will increase in a certain country, and you need to go to another one that has still cheaper labor costs, and it will never end.
So in the past, it was just going wherever the labor was cheaper.
Well, it still is today.
Uh-huh.
The thing is, very few companies are seeing. Well, it's starting to, we're starting to see more and more companies realizing that the real value is when you are not just focused in the labor arbitrage. It's when you want to achieve, when you want to get innovation from your partners, when you want to really establish a true partnership with contribution even to the business, not just to the software development activity, but also when your outsourcing partner is bringing innovation that can help their clients achieve their business goals. And that is where the industry stands now, when everybody's feeling that there's a lack of innovation, everybody's feeling that they're not getting what they wanted from these outsourcing deals, but they don't know what to do. And that's where we come up and propose our high-performance teams model, which is really, the idea of this is really to create peak experiences with our clients. And we hear feedback that is certainly not usual in the industry. They praise our ability to contribute with their business. They praise our flexibility to accommodate last-minute change. They praise our commitment to attaining their business goals, no matter what. And that is something very different from the traditional outsourcing model. This model that is now being questioned because it has grown based on this premise of labor arbitrage and lowering costs, and now people are seeing that they need innovation also. They need real contribution. It doesn't matter if you pay very little, in terms of hourly rates to do something that's not going to be used. That's wasted money anyway. Doesn't matter that you paid just a little bit per hour. You're still paying for useless things. So that's pure waste. And our approach is totally different. We don't want to develop things that are not going to be used. We don't want to develop things that are not going to add value to our clients. We prefer to avoid developing those things. Where the traditional outsourcing company will just take that because it's money. Oh, they're getting paid to write software, and whatever they're told to do, they're going to do. We don't believe in this approach. We really want to be true partners to our clients and help them in a much tighter way, where we really share the same goals, where we share the purpose with them. And then our teams can be a lot more productive. They're enthusiastic about what they're doing. They're not just robots trying to write code according to specifications. They're really embedded in the business, and they deeply want to achieve those goals. So they're passionate about it. They are enthusiastic, and the clients feel that. They can see that since the beginning. Even in sales meetings, they are already perceiving that there's something different about this company, which is proposing to be part of the business and really provide high-performance teams.
Great. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for your insights.
Appreciate it. My pleasure. Thank you very much.